PAF plans to get 48 MRF aircraft for 400 billion pesos, and more FA-50 aircraft for 40 billion pesos. An article on the News5 website recently wrote about the plan of the Philippine Air Force or PAF to obtain more combat aircraft. Quoting from the said article, about 400 billion pesos were allocated for 48 multirole fighters and an additional 40 billion pesos for FA-50s to train Air Force pilots. However, it remains to be seen if this indeed will bear into fruition, as funding remains a problem, as the article itself mentioned. At any rate, 400 billion Philippine pesos for the multirole fighter or MRF aircraft is currently equivalent to 7.01 billion United States or US dollars, assuming the exchange rate of 57.08 pesos for every dollar. For 48 aircraft, that will be equivalent to around $146 million per aircraft. That budget, I think, is just about enough to buy almost any of the fighter aircraft that is available in the market right now, assuming we buy only the aircraft plus some logistics and training. In theory, this budget would even be enough for us to buy the F-35A Lightning II stealth aircraft, as the lowest contract price that was executed recently for it was when Poland bought 32 of it in 2020 for $4.6 billion, or around $144 million per aircraft. In terms of operating cost, according to the 2024 data from the U.S. Department of Defense or DoD, it only cost around $18,300 per flight hour or FH to operate, only a bit higher than the $15,700 per FH for the F-16C. However, there is the question on whether the U.S. would even sell the aircraft to us, since they have already denied its sale to another country in Southeast Asia or SEA recently, Thailand. This budget would be more than enough to buy the KF-21 boramae, which the Philippines officially requested a request for information or RFI, as I had released a video about recently, as it costs only around $80 million each, leaving a lot of room to buy a lot of weapons for it also if bought. But the boramae won't be available soon though, I think around the early 2030s as per my estimate for exports, hence if the Philippines want to get something that could be delivered sooner, it will have to look at the fighter aircraft that are already in service right now. As for the additional FA-50 aircraft, the 40 billion pesos or $700 million would be enough to buy another squadron of the latest version of the aircraft, the FA-50 Block 20, which Malaysia bought for around $51 million each recently. I saw a South Korean article several months ago which I can't find anymore now, and it mentioned that the offer to the Philippines of the Koreaaerospaceindustries or KAI, the manufacturer of the FA-50, was for a dozen FA-50 Block 20 aircraft plus the upgrade of the existing FA-50PH Fighting Eagle aircraft to Block 20 standards for around $1 billion. But this is higher than the budget that the PAF is allocating.